General Hospital, May 9 recap. Pressure, reckoning, and power plays in Port Charles. Tensions in Port Charles are boiling over as May 9 brings a wave of emotional confrontations, power moves, and the cracking facades of even the most composed residents. Friday's episode of General Hospital reveals just how deeply the current scandals and secrets are affecting everyone from the hospital corridors to the halls of power and beyond. With threats hanging in the air, loyalties in question, and lives at risk, the stakes have never felt higher. Portia Robinson's dilemma, trapped by her own secret drive. Portia Robinson has always prided herself on her discipline, her career, and the family she's worked hard to hold together. But as of late, that carefully curated image is unraveling fast. Under immense pressure, Portia finds herself on the defensive once again as Drew Kane circles closer to the truth. Drew, no longer satisfied with the games and half-truths, makes it clear, he knows she's capable of far more than she lets on. He doesn't need to say outright that he's aware of the drugging scheme she orchestrated. His presence alone is a reminder that her actions are no longer confined to shadows. What began as a desperate bid to protect her own has become a noose tightening around her career and reputation. The alliance, or coercion, Drew seeks may not end with Aurora Media. If Portia doesn't yield to his unspoken threat, she could find herself dragged into an even deeper web of public disgrace and legal peril. The question remains, how far will Portia go to keep her secrets buried and her influence intact? Dante Falconeri, rage, guilt, and the burden of duty. Few people in Port Charles carry the weight of responsibility like Dante Falconeri. The son of a mobster, a devoted father, and a principled detective, Dante walks the tightrope between law and loyalty daily. But this week, that balance is gone. After the chaos surrounding the underage party, where his son Rocco was left in a vulnerable position, Dante finds himself teetering on the edge. His fury over Giovanni Palmieri's role in the debacle is justified, but it's his obsession with pressing charges that's ringing alarm bells. Jason Morgan's stark question, whether Dante plans to charge Danny Morgan with manslaughter, echoes the viewer's collective disbelief. Rocco survived, and while the party was dangerous, no life was lost. The situation demands accountability, yes, but what Dante needs more urgently is reflection. He's haunted by the near tragedy, by his failures as a father, and perhaps by his own inability to forgive himself for not being there when it mattered most. If Dante doesn't find help soon, maybe from Kevin Collins or even Jason himself, he risks alienating the very people he's trying to protect. His drive for justice has become a crusade of guilt, and in that path lies destruction. Tracy Quartermaine. Lines in the sand. Tracy Quartermaine has never been a woman easily surprised. A master strategist and family matriarch, she's seen betrayal, loss, and even redemption, all played out across the Quartermaine dining room table. But on May 9, Tracy finds herself blindsided by a choice that cuts deep. Faced with Ned Quartermaine's increasingly tangled position in the latest referendum scandal, she bluntly demands clarity. Will he stand with his family, or with Sonny Corinthos and the power structure he represents? Her astonishment isn't just rooted in politics, it's personal. For all their dysfunction, the Quartermaines cling to their identity as outsiders to Sonny's empire. If Ned chooses loyalty to the mob-adjacent faction, it will mark a seismic shift in Quartermain dynamics and a potential fracture that may not heal. The battlefield isn't just business anymore, it's generational, ideological, and intimate. Ned's answer, when it comes, could be the crack that sends the entire Quartermain legacy tumbling. Jen Sidwell's tempting but treacherous offer. There are offers in Port Charles that glitter with promise but rot beneath the surface, and Jen Sidwell's latest proposal to Sonny Corinthos falls squarely into that category. Sidwell is a man who thrives on leverage, manipulation, and calculated risk. His reputation precedes him, and yet, he still manages to surprise even the most seasoned players. He doesn't arrive with threats, at least, not directly. Instead, he extends what appears to be an olive branch to Sonny, a proposal that could shift the balance of power. But for anyone paying attention, this isn't an act of good faith, it's a setup, bait for a trap that may already be closing. Sonny, ever the strategist, doesn't toss Sidwell out. Not yet. There's a game afoot, and the best way to understand your enemy is to keep him talking. Whether Sidwell's deal is meant to destabilize Sonny's empire or entangle him in a mutually assured destruction pact, the consequences could ripple through the entire city. The question is whether Sonny will take the bait, or flip the script entirely. Port Charles in flux. What's next? Friday's episode is less about explosions and more about tectonic shifts, slow, grinding, and unstoppable. Characters who've always operated with clarity are now shrouded in moral ambiguity. Portia is compromised. Dante is cracking. Tracy is questioning her own blood. And Sonny is facing a new kind of enemy, one who doesn't wear a gun on his hip, but a contract in his pocket. Every storyline in this episode pulses with a single theme: pressure. Whether it's the pressure to act, to hide, to confess, or to choose, no one is spared. In a town where silence is often a shield and loyalty a liability, everyone is being forced to make decisions that could alter the course of their lives, and possibly end them. From the hallways of General Hospital to the marble floors of the Quartermain estate and the darkened offices where Sidwell spins his webs, Friday's episode leaves us with one chilling thought: in Port Charles, survival isn't about being right, it's about being ready. Would you like this story expanded with flashbacks or additional character perspectives?